I'm doing. Okay.
AK, you are supposed to allow us to join.
Yeah, I did. Okay, so let's carry on with what we were doing. So as I said, React is a library created by some developers from Facebook. And today we are going to create a project, a React project from scratch. We will talk about the structure and everything regarding what you have done in your research. So we can have accurate information, we can have questions, and to better understand React. So in order to create a new project in React, we go with MPX. Who can tell me the difference between MPX and MPM? Yeah.
MPX executes the application of it. MPM is the package manager for MPX runs.
Almost.
MPX is a runner for MPM.
Yep. It runs everything online.
MPM used to install stuff and MPX used to execute them.
Almost, yeah. So MPX, you can think of it as if it's the online MPM. So it executes library, it executes anything from an online resource. So if you do MPX install MPX create React app, for example, it doesn't install create React app package in your laptop. It executes it online and gives you the outcome. MPM, on the other hand, you can do MPM install create React app, and then you will be able to use create React app without MPX. Why? Because you have it on your laptop. You don't need to reach it online. Okay? MPM is a package manager. MPX is a package executor from an online resource. So if you do MPX create React app, and then you do dot, it starts the React app in the directory that we are in. So since we are on my desktop, in the practice folder, if I do that, it's gonna start getting the resources from wherever, and it will create me a React app directly in the folder. As you can see, we have something called package.json, which we will talk about in a bit. It takes some time. It's installing React, React DOM, and React scripts with create React app template. So basically, create React app, some people came and said, okay, since everyone is using almost the same structure, why not create a boilerplate that everyone can start from? What is a boilerplate? Boilerplate is a template. Okay, so whenever you start a project, you have something. You're not starting from scratch. You're not creating the first file. Okay, it creates something for you that could run. So when this finishes installing, we can go inside the project and we can do npm start, and we will see a project. So it gives us something to work with. Why? Because developers usually are lazy. Okay, we don't like to do the same thing again and again and again. So why not automate this and have something ready for every time? Okay. So it's whenever you start installing packages like React and React DOM and React scripts, it gives us a node modules folder. Node modules contains all the libraries that we have. That's why we can push to GitHub without the node modules folder. Why? Because when we are in a project, we can do npm install, and it will generate this node module again. And it's usually too big, like it's multiple megabytes. So it's better to not push it to GitHub. Okay. By the way, if you have any question, like if there is something that you're not picking up, directly ask. Yeah.
How to not, like, I didn't understand because I was doing something.
Next time, don't do something, please.
How do you like not push the not, you have no files to,
Oh yeah, I'm gonna show you in a moment.
For this, what are the node modules?
They are the modules that are generated from the libraries that we install, like React, like React DOM. Where are they? Like React, React DOM, and React scripts. We will go inside the folder and check it in a moment. Okay? Yeah.
Peter told me that I need to push from modules to get.
You never push node modules to GitHub.
I have a problem. There is a node module in .get in nor file.
Mm-hmm.
So when I push, node modules also push to GitHub.
No, it should never be pushed. We will push to GitHub, okay, and we will remove node modules. So we will see
We
that.
will push them. First, we need to push to GitHub, then we remove the directory.
No, we push without node modules directly. We will see how it goes.
You said the MPX usually use it to install it somewhere else, not on our local.
Yeah, it executes the scripts.
But you were like used MPX and it was like installing in our device.
Yeah, I didn't install create React app package. I executed create React app to install React, React DOM, React scripts, and whatnot. So if I do something like npm, we can do it. Let's do it. npm install create React app. Us as developers are very curious people. So whenever we see something or we don't know about something, we execute it and then see what happens. So sometimes you might end up killing your project just for the sake of trying. So npm install create React app -g is for global, so I can use it anywhere on the laptop. So if I try this, I can delete it later, so it's not a very big deal. So now, if I do create React app without npx and I go -- version, I see that I have the version 5.0.1. So now it's create React app is installed on my laptop. So if I want, I can do now create React app dot, and it will do the same thing. But now I have create React app library on my laptop. Instead of executing it, getting the outcome, I got it, executed it on my own laptop. Okay? npx.
Should we install some packages before proceeding by your?
No. What we need to have before starting anything, we need node. Yeah, we need git -- version, I think. Yeah. npm is not necessary. What we need is node and git. Even git is not that important. We need node and npm. So I also have npm -v 8.5.5.
I couldn't, when I was trying to do my React project, I couldn't update the node because I want the version until I got the npm.
Yes, to use a different version of Node, but it's not necessary.
Was there like another way to do it?
Yeah, you could have it uninstalled or updated the node you have, or change the version.
Tried so many.
Yeah, but it's not our topic today, so let's discuss it when we have Node after query. Okay? Yeah.
So for each project, it's better to create a new React app, right?
Yes, sure. Any project that is going to be developed using React, so almost any front end that you're gonna use, you're gonna start it with npx create React app dot. And later on in life, hopefully, if you want something like another technology that is also widely used, which is Next.js, there is something called npx create next app. Okay.
For Next.js.
Yeah. So you can try it, but don't go deep in information for now in Next.js. Okay. So now, since our React app is installed, let's go in VS Code and see what's up. Welcome to my VS Code. So each one of us will have a different looking VS Code. Some of us will have it white. Some of us will have it in different themes, different colors, and different extensions. You can see here my extensions that I use. Sometimes I can track my time, for example, how long I have coded, blah, blah, blah. Some extensions are really helpful. But today, let's only focus on React. Okay? So we open the React app. We have a README. We always read the README file because it tells us to read me, you know. So it's good to so it's good to read it. Yeah, because developers spend very long time documenting what they're doing just for us to read and understand, so we don't face problems. And you know, life is simple, so we can just read what's happening to understand. So getting started with React app. This is one of the extensions, by the way, to directly open MD files in VS Code. It's called Markdown Preview Enhanced. Yeah. So when you have Markdown, you can right click and go to the extension. It will show us in a very nice readable way. Any questions until now about what I've spoken about? All good? Yeah. No. I recommend to use npx create React app. Why? Because we don't know the latest version. Let them have headaches about latest version, blah, blah, blah. Let's use what they have directly. It doesn't matter. If you are inside the folder and you open the terminal, you can directly dot. If you want to create a folder for it, you can do npx create React app and the name of the folder that will contain the React project. Okay. So getting started with create React app. This project was bootstrapped with create React app. So if we open this, we can see it's a project on GitHub. It contains so many things that we will see. And you can read more about how it was created here, the create React app package, if you want. But let's not do that because it's a waste of time. But we give them credits and we love them because the community and all that, they made our lives easier. We have the available scripts. So in the project directory, we can run npm start, which runs the app in development mode. So if we write in the terminal npm start, let's try it. It will take some time and then start. We can go npm run build, which builds the project that we have into a static website, almost a static website. So yep. So when we want to do npm run build, we usually build before deploying. So when we want to make our project live, usable from other people, we finalized everything, we build it, so it have all the bundles, all the optimizations that happen on in the background, and then we deploy the built version. Okay.
And we run it once. No?
Yeah. Yeah. npm run eject. This one I think you will never use. You can learn more about the documentation of create React app. If you want to learn React, you can check the React documentation. You can know about code splitting. These are some things that we're not really gonna go into today, like what is code splitting, blah blah blah. But these are some things that are useful for building the application, like npm run build. It splits the codes, optimize it, blah blah blah. So we don't need to go into this today. We have some advanced configuration. We have the deployment, so we can check how to deploy if you want to. And npm run build fails to minify. So they are telling us what to do in case something happened, okay? So we read the README, we are good people. We have package.json. So what is package.json? Package.json is the passport of the project. It's like the ID of the project, الهوية, okay? It contains the name of the project, practice, version of the project, is it private or public, who are the authors, what are the dependencies, what are the scripts, do we have any configuration about linting and formatting, anything about browser, anything about development. What we always check before running a project are the scripts, especially later on when you're going to work with the backend and you're going to create a package JSON from scratch. You're going to write your own scripts, okay? Which are easy, by the way. Don't think it's complicated. So create React app gives us React scripts start. So if we do npm start, it will start this script. If we do npm build, it will start this script. If we do npm test, it will start this script. And we can add some other scripts like npm, let's say dev, or we already have one for dev, which is this. But we can add here some more scripts that we want, okay? And don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to try and maybe destroy the project. We can always npx create a new React app, okay? So it's okay to try and fail and destroy. Yeah. So I already tried npm start, and now I have my project working on my local laptop on localhost 3000. So we have this piece of beauty, which is created by the Facebook developers, and we always remove it to start our own project, okay? So let's carry on. What is package.lock.json? No, I'm gonna tell you. Do we have any questions about package.json? People at the back? Yeah.
The npm test and the npm stuff. I didn't get the difference.
Okay. Sometimes front-end developers create tests for their code, which we are going to maybe see at the end of the cohort.
Demo.
Oh, not like a demo, like in order to have strict rules on the code, we can test them before. Okay? So when you run the tests, it will run something and tell you the test is passed or not passed. But this is something that even we may not teach it at in the cohort. Okay.
With npm start.
Yeah.
Okay.
Testing in general, we might talk about it, but we might not implement it later.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did get the idea of this, it's linking JavaScript sheet to this one.
No. Okay. Let's do it this way. I'm gonna stop the server that I started, which is npm start, and instead of writing npm start, I'm gonna write React scripts start. Which React scripts?
Script.
npm, or maybe even npx. Let's try npx, or maybe even node. طيب npx. See, this is the actual life of a developer, by the way. Yeah, it started something. So MPX works. So what I did is that I'm trying to, instead of writing npm start, I'm writing the content of that script. Okay, sometimes the script is long, so we don't need to memorize it or write it always. So we give it some abbreviation, like npm start. It will run some things.
What is this?
Okay, the script is used to run some things. Okay, npm start will run the project in development mode. npm build will build the project for deployment to go live. npm test will run the tests that we have in the project in order to test the project. npm whatever will do whatever. Okay.
So we assign everything.
Yes, yes. So later on, when we're gonna work with the backend, you will have something like npm run dev, or you can call it whatever you want, and you will have node index.js. Okay. To start the index.js file. But since create React app already gives us some nice scripts, let's use them. Okay. Any more questions?
So we use npm run dev for Node.js.
If you call the script dev, then yes. If you call it npm run develop, you have to call it whatever you name it. Yeah.
Next.js we use npm run dev to run.
Yep. True.
Yes, you don't. It will stop the one word. Right start. It will start a new step.
Yep.
Then if you write npm build, it will stop the start of the
No, you will have to look. If you can see now in the terminal, I cannot write anything. Okay. I'm trying to write. So you can hear. Okay. Why? Because the server is working now. If I want to build, I'm gonna have to stop the server using Control-C and then write npm build or whatever script I want. Hmm? You can, yeah.
And then if we add it to the terminal,
Hmm?
then we can use another.
You can try adding a new terminal and doing npm start again and see what happens and tell me. So yeah, you will have the same website working twice in two different ports. Anyways, so ESLint config are some things that are related with the project's format, because clean code keeps the doctor away, okay, keeps everyone away. Clean code is very nice, so we need to have good formatting, so we don't have like multiple spaces in one line. Second line, we have everything on the left, you know. Some lines have the semicolon, some lines we don't. So in teams, we have strict rules, like we agree to them, like, okay, are we gonna put semicolons or no? You know, are we gonna put spaces or no? One tab is 4 spaces or 8 spaces, and such formatting stuff. These are called linting and formatting. Okay, I think that someone will have a tech watch about linting and formatting and so on later. These browsers list and development, we don't need to worry about them because we will never look at them even. Okay, we have the dependencies, which are important. They are like React, React DOM, React script. If you remember, when I started MPX create React app, they were installing React, React DOM, and React scripts, and here they are. Okay, dependencies are everything that we are using in the project from our packages. So when you're gonna work with your weather API, you can work with Fetch API, or you can work with Axios. So if I want to use Axios, which we don't know about yet, so don't feel confused, it's a library to fetch data, send data, blah, blah, blah. In order to use it, I'm gonna have to install it. So when I install it, we're not gonna use it today though, but when I install it, it's gonna be added to the dependencies list. See, Axios.
So should install it every time.
In every project. Yeah, if you're gonna use it.
Yes.
Yeah, if we're gonna use, for example, some fancy table that we found online, we don't want to create our own table. Okay. Yeah, so we can install the table or a carousel, for example, for pictures to go left and right. Instead of creating it from scratch, you can go here and search for it, React carousel. And when you search for it, you will find that you have something called React Responsive Carousel. It's in npmjs.com, which is the package library, global package library. And in order to install it, you can do npm install React Responsive Carousel, and then you'll be able to use it. Okay? And it's gonna be in the dependencies list. طيب, these dependencies, all of them, where are they stored? And why do we need them? They are stored in node modules. So if we go to this folder, go to node modules, we have too many things. One of the things that we are supposed to have is Axios, which we just installed. If you go inside Axios, it's the actual library. It looks like a project. So we install that small project in our project. It's like you can think of it as a plugin. So packages are plugins, let's say, to better understand it. But we never, ever, ever, ever change anything in node modules, and we never, ever, ever push it to GitHub. Why? Because whoever takes the project can install them using npm install. So what happens if I delete node modules folder? We can't run the project, but what can we do? We can do npm install. So let's try to delete it. Look, it's 200 megabytes almost. It's too big for GitHub, yani, too much. So that's why we don't push it to GitHub. And every time we want to start a new project or pull a project, you install the dependencies because we have them in package JSON. So if you do npm install, it will read them. We'll get them from the internet into your laptop.
So what do we exactly push?
We push the whole project except node modules for now.
So I have a question.
Yes.
So whenever we build,
Yalla.
So
Yes.
if I want, for example, clone something from GitHub, I should put the terminal npm install over to run.
After you pull it, after you clone it, yes. And this should be written in every README بالعالم. يعني developers who create a project, yeah, I will. Developers who create a project and push it to GitHub should tell other developers who are gonna clone the project what to do to start it. So we should write a README file saying that, okay, in order to start this project, you need to do npm install, for example. Okay. So now I deleted node modules. Yes.
so whenever we build the project, are the modules like automatically removed, the ones that we don't use? And
When we build the project,
and it's saved in the JSON.
it will be saved in the build folder. So you can only deploy the build folder.
Only the build version.
Yeah.
So if someone else like needs that, can we push the build version to Git? Let's say?
We can, but other developers can build it as well because they have the source code.
Okay.
So it's pushing the build folder is also redundant. Why? Because anyone can build it. We have the same code. So why to put extra stuff on GitHub?
What does it done?
ما له علاقة. يعني هيك. Okay, so I removed node modules, and now if I try to do something like npm install, npm start, it is not going to work. It will tell me React script is not recognized as an internal or external command. And as developers, we should always read the whole error message. Okay. So React scripts is not recognized as an internal or external command, operable program, or batch file. So there is nothing called React scripts in this project. In order to regenerate node modules, so let's say I just cloned this project from GitHub, I have to do npm e or npm install, which are the same thing. But لأنه نحن lazy, install e directly. Okay? Yeah. So now while it's installing, we can see that node modules are back, which is great. Now we can work with our project again. Yeah.
And nothing else to be installed except for models.
You will install all the libraries we have in the dependencies, which will be stored in node modules.
I tried this one, but I have look the yellow one. It was error.
It's okay, no problem. These are errors coming from the packages.
Okay, but the file is
Yeah.
correct.
Now, if you see, we will have, when it finishes, we will see lots of errors, warnings. Look, 6 high severity vulnerabilities, which are something related with Hinne. Yeah. So if you want, let's have a break, 10 minutes till 4:05. But please be strict so we can carry on time, okay?
What's the secret?
Yeah.
What's the secret?
بنلحق شو؟ إذا بنلحق شو؟
I have a question.
Yes.
When we deleted the file, and then we tried to run, we did before deleting the file, we downloaded apps.
Yeah.
So if I did npm install again, apps will be downloaded, or I should download it again?
No, it will be downloaded
Because it is listed
in package JSON. Yeah, exactly.
we start.
But it's not pushed. Why? Because in a bit we will talk about getting nodes. So it's not pushed. Yeah.
And if we push it now, make a pull request. Am I supposed to reinstall npm to?
Did one of your teammates install new libraries or packages? Then no need. But if someone added something to package JSON, you will need to npm install it. And you can always npm install it. Yeah. Whenever you wake up in the morning, open your laptop. So how's the session going?
Super cleaning up, yeah.
Nice.
I felt that it's like complicated somehow. The package before the session, package.json and the scripts and and
One question. When you just try command X, start it work like as if you write npm stuff, right?
Yes, but when I tried it without MPX, because I don't have React scripts installed on my laptop.
Okay, so MPX.
React scripts start.
Okay.
So I use the online React scripts to start my local project.
I can't.
Because you have folders in this. You have this.
Yes.
Yeah, you need a blank folder. If you remove this, the directory contains files that conflict, which are images. So if you remove the images folder, you can do and read it.
Okay, whenever we clone something, we have to npm install, then work in the project as known, huh?
Yeah.
So when we have to push the React, you told us that we don't have to push the node modules.
Yeah.
this how gonna be? We have to drag the file.
No, but no, we will see. We will put it in git ignore.
Exception.
Yeah. So there is a
file.
file called the git ignore.
Yeah.
Okay. Inside git ignore, you will find node modules. Everything in git ignore will not be pushed.
It's by default. Or
Yeah. It's by default in React, in create React app.
get in it. Also, we have to.
Git init, they give us an init file.
By default.
Yes, but I usually remove it because they call their branch main. I like to call it master.
Something first.
That's why I remove it and get in it again. I think so. هلا since يمكن ما نعمل
Okay, mpx create dash react.
Then export to break the extrematic components.
Yes.
That's one. لأنها ينفع Then it to make Can you just
Inside
and propose it here.
So the components
That's what you should. Please.
At least I'm gonna try to explain it live. Yeah. So in HTML, you write everything. Right? In React, why do I write everything? I'm lazy, right? So we make a component once, and not the So نعمل كود بياخد صورة بياخد وقت So نحن بيجينا same object. Exactly.
Also, we will cover. It did not accept the. There's no. So anyhow. So. Let's. So I need NPM, right? So NPM. I haven't. And I have no. What are you saying? Okay, so I need to start like.
I mean, there is no project or package Yes.
So I need to go to the file.
Yes. Yes. And then open the terminal there and try this.
There is another packages. It works actually. Changeable. There's another packages as MPX and should install before I would. No, just like this. Every time we do this, huh? Nothing very complicated.
No.
So npm start and then
it will start. Okay. So هذا الويب سايت